Presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening from the den at Snowflake High School as the Holbrook Roadrunners travel from 66 up 77 here to the den at Snowflake High School to play the Snowflake Lobos girls action getting ready. And as we go, we got get started with Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com, and we're going to segue right into our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center pregame. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. And I am Aaron Hewish. I'm joined tonight by a friend of mine, Ellie Hewish, and she's going to do her best to comment on some of this girls' game as we get going. So as we go to our Summit Healthcare Medical Center injury report, there are no injuries to report as we've looked through our pregame. So as far as we know, this is Summit Healthcare's Regional Medical Center, everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. And we're going to segue into our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car and just need a key replaced any day of the night, any day of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. And the key for both these teams is they're both coming off wins. More wins have come in the hands of the Snowflake Lobos than of the Holbrook Roadrunners this year. But Ellie, as you know, Coach Greg Perkins always has his Roadrunners ready to play.
Yes, Holbrook is always a good competition for the Lobos, and the Lobos always put up a good game, so I think this is going to be a good matchup tonight.
I think the keys are going to be both defense, but one thing is that the Holbrook Roadrunners, Ellie, get hot from three-point land. The Lobos are going to have a tough task guarding no matter who it is. Folks, this has been our Ace Hardware Keys to the Game. We're going to go ahead and take a break as they play the anthem. We're going to come back and bring this one to you live. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome back, Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we get ready for public address announcer Nathan Gresko to introduce the lineups. And one thing of note is Holbrook is a very young team, Ellie, as we get into this game. And you had mentioned that you believe they possibly could be starting, let's see, the first one, is it Claw? No, it is Harrington. Channing Harrington, the freshman, will start. We saw these girls earlier in the year against Ganado, and they had a really tough game against Ganado. So as for the Roadrunners, we've got, let me get my notes going here. It looks like we've got Harrington, Yazzie, Guerrero, I believe Begay, and I'm trying to see who else. And for the Lobos, it'll be Denhalter, Stewart, and the Lobos going with a little more seasoned lineup, as it looks like we're going to have Denhalter, Stewart, Hancock, Hips, and West for the Snowflake Lobos. Ellie, how do you like the matchup between these teams?
I think the matchup's really good. I think one of the most important things for the Lobos, if they're going to be playing their man defense, is matching up correctly on girls, because Holbrook doesn't have as much height, but overall they have very good shooters, and I think you got to match that up correctly.
So what do the Lobos do to combat that? Are they going to put their little more space, give them more space to shoot and just count on them missing shots, or are they actually going to bring out men's, women's, as you call that, on top of the key to contest some of those shots?
Yeah, I think they'll play a very aggressive man defense. That's what they've been doing all season. And
that seems to be Coach Brogan's MO.
And if Holbrook comes out in a zone, Snowflake will have to adjust to that, because they've struggled in zone a little bit this year. But Coach Brogan has taught them how to work around that very well.
All right, ball goes up, and this is our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College. Now offering bachelor's degrees in education and business. Locations in Navajo and Apache County. Northland Pioneer College. As the tip favors the Lobos, so the Roadrunners will get the alternating possession. Lobos go down, miss the shot, and now the Roadrunners try to gather it in as the ball goes over. And that's number 44. That's Bailey Williams with the ball, and it is knocked out of bounds. She throws it off Raynell West. Ball out, Roadrunners. That's going to be Guerrero to inbound. Guerrero inbounding to Harrington. Harrington, the freshman we talked about. Taylor Hancock, number 4 for the Lobos, tasked with guarding her. Inside to number 44, that's Williams. Williams fakes it now on a give and go to Yazzie. Yazzie puts it up and in, and that's going to be the first points of the night as Elena Yazzie, the senior, puts it up for 2 points.
Yazzie's always been a good competitor. We've seen her throughout the years. She always will put up good points every game, and I think the Lobos need to make sure they're watching her on every play.
As the Lobos have another turnover, as the ball was intended for Hips from Stewart, and it's knocked away, and here come the Roadrunners up 2-0. Roadrunners struggling a little bit early on, but coming in, and we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. No foul. That's going to be called down, but the Roadrunners coming off a big win against the Round Valley Elks, I believe the 7th, which was Tuesday, as the Lobos went down to Safford last night and had themselves a game. I didn't actually get to hear much about it, as that's going to be number 22. Uranga goes up for the shot. She is blocked by West. West comes down inside to Denhalter. Denhalter fakes it. Now out to the top, Stewart. Stewart, three-point shot. No good. Rebound is battle between Williams, not Bailey. Williams and West. And that's going to be alternating possession jump ball. That is going to favor the Roadrunners. Inbound Harrington. Harrington inbounds it to Guerrero, back to Harrington. She's going to bring it down the middle of the court over the time stripe. Guarded by Hancock of the Lobos. Inside now to Williams. Williams looks for Guerrero. Guerrero, three-point shot, no good. Long rebound. Rebound Kennedy Stewart. Here come the Lobos. Stewart bringing it up the court, left side. She's looking now for Denhalter. In the hands of Denhalter. Denhalter now puts it down on the court. Over in the middle, Hips at the top of the key. Hips over to Hancock on the far side. In front of the Roadrunner bench to West. West in the corner. Now tosses it out to Stewart. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Stewart to the top of the key. Back to Hancock. Lobos with 10. 9 on the shot clock. Inside to West. West blocking up, down. No good. West gets her own rebound. And it's going to be momentarily knocked away. We're going to get a push. We're going to whistle. And we're going to get a foul. And that's going to go against the Lobos, down 2-0. 6 minutes left in the quarter.
It's amazing to see Renell out there, too. She's got these amazing arms that she can just grab all the balls out there.
And we should mention that Raynell West is a state champ in the throws events in, I believe she won discus and shot last year?
Yes, and she set a school record for discus. She set it twice, actually, last year.
So when you say those long arms, there's no coincidence about that, as Raynell, and from what I understand, I didn't watch a lot of it, but a very good volleyball player, and she's a junior for these Lobos.
Yes, she is going to be an amazing competitor next year for them as well.
So, and the future does look bright. You have Hancock, Denhalter, and West. You lose Hips, you lose Hancock as West comes in. That's going to be good for 2 points as we sing Raynell praises, and she comes right back and shows us why she's as good as she is. as the ball's thrown in, and that's knocked to Raynell West. Don't forget, folks, as we run down our sponsors, there's Sholo Ford, Summit Healthcare, Ace Hardware, Northland Pioneer College, Comfort Fit Dentures, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Deemer's Glass, Horn Auto Center, and Mountain Mobile Autos Glasses. We have our Deemer's Glass, Glass Man of the Game, our Horn Auto Center, Drive of the Game, as well as our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Intent Player of the Game. As we're tied up, we're going to get a jump ball, and that one's going to go to the Lobos. And so, as we mentioned in the pregame, as we were talking, Ellie, before we went on the air, is one of the things that we mentioned was that Harrington does like to shoot the three. We haven't seen it yet. And the Lobos have countered that with putting Hancock on her. What is the advantage you see on that matchup right there?
Right there, because I see Hancock during these games. She's incredibly fast, and on defense, she knows how to lock people down, and immediately she's very good with steals and immediately can get the ball from them.
As there's hips over to Hancock. Hancock now puts it up. That one's good. Taylor Hancock, 4-2. 4-2, Lobos with their first lead of the ball game. As here come the runners. As that's going to be Yazzie to bring it down. Yazzie sends it over to Guerrero. Guerrero dribbles down and out the free throw line. Guarded by number 11, J.C. Ballard. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul. That one's going to go against J.C. Ballard, the junior. So the Lobos have, let's see, Westover, Hips, and Stewart are their only seniors, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And Coach Brogan's been at the helm 3 years now.
Yeah.
So we've seen a little bit of a shift. So Coach Brogan has quite a lot to build with this Lobo program coming to the future. Whereas on the flip side, you have Coach Perkins, who's a little bit of a rebuilding year, but he's been a fixture there in Holbrook and been doing this a while. And as you can see by the score, always has his teams ready to play. As the runners inbound, there's Williams now in the corner. Williams guarded by Hips. Ball is inside. It's briefly knocked away. And it's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to be say it was going to be knocked out on Hips, and that is going to belong to the Holbrook Roadrunners, as Guerrero now is going to inbound for the runners. Guerrero looking. Now she inbounds over to, that's Yazzie. Yazzie guarded by Stewart. Three-point shot. That one is good. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot, Dana Guerrero, and that is the one way that the Lobos are not going to be able to pull away from these Roadrunners. Is every chance they get, they're going to find that open shot and make it, as that's a good three-point take by the Holbrook Roadrunners. Here comes Stewart driving the lane. Stewart over to Hips. Hips now drives. Hips puts it up, and that is no good. Rebound. That's Williams of the Roadrunners. Here come the runners with the ball. Harrington, left side, puts it up, no good. As now we're going to have Stewart. Here come the Lobos on a fast break. Stewart looking for Denhalter. That's going to be knocked. It's going to go out of bounds on Stewart's leg, and that's going to belong to the Holbrook Roadrunners, up 5-4, as we're going to have Josie Clare and Raynell West check back in for Ballard and Denhalter. Now, one of the advantage I see with the Lobos is Denhalter with that left hand and left side is a huge advantage to these Lobos. So having her out right now doesn't give them quite the advantage, but the young freshman of the Lobos zone, Josie Clare, in to take that spot. As we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a travel, as they're going to call Harrington with the travel, and she did take that extra step. Here's Nichols, 21, inbound to Stewart for the Lobos. Stewart bringing the ball over the time stripe. Stewart now to Nichols. Nichols guarded closely. Now Nichols gets it in. West misses, but gets her own rebound. Now puts it back up. That one's going to be good. Raynell West, 2 points. Lobos back in the lead, 6-5. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. As Harrington bringing the ball up. Harrington being guarded now by Hips. Harrington now goes to the left side. She dishes it out to Guerrero. Guerrero inside Yazzie, I believe. And we're going to see Casamaro for the first time getting the ball. Ball gets kicked around a little bit, out in the hands of Harrington. Harrington gets her shot partially blocked by West. Here goes West, down the court to Hips, no good. Rebound is going to go to Stewart for the Snowflake Lobos, as now we have Harley Nichols putting up a three-point shot. No good. Nichols misses. Rebound is Claire. Claire out to Hips. Hips no good. West puts it up for another two. 2 points, Raynell West. Snowflake Lobos up 8-5. Ellie, what do you tell me about that exchange there?
I think rebounding for the Lobos right now is what's helping them a lot, because in past games when they lose the rebound a lot, it's caused them to fall behind. But I think now they're doing a good job getting the rebounds.
As we have, I believe that was Yazzie with the long three-point shot. It was no good. The rebound went to Stewart. Stewart came down. Now Stewart puts it up. She not only makes the bucket, she gets the and one. And Kennedy Stewart goes to the line to add to her total, as it can't be a three-point play, as we have Hancock checking in for Hips, as Coach Brogan really likes to rotate these girls in, and so does Coach Perkins. I failed to see it. Casamaros checked in for the runners, and I believe Uranga, number 22, is checked into the post. Here's Stewart at the line. Stewart looking, puts it up. That one is no good. Rebound. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a rebound. And I believe that they're going to call that on the Roadrunners. As we're still trying to sort out exactly what's going on here, as I thought that Josie Claire was going to be called the foul because they put up a number 2. However, we're looking and seeing, and we're getting it sorted out, and we saw the shooting foul, and so the foul is going to be on Snowflake. I believe that's going to be on Josie Claire. That's going to be Josie's first personal. And we're bringing it down to the other end in shooting because it must be the Lobos' 5th team foul. That's what it is. Okay. We've got it sorted out, folks. So that's going to put Uranga at the line to shoot a couple. Uranga's first one is no good, as Coach Perkins chooses to keep the lane a little bit empty, as Uranga's second one falls through. That's going to bring the score 10-6. And Ellie, I have not seen Holbrook come out in that press. The other night against Alchese pressed all game, and the Lobos shredded the press. Why isn't Holbrook come out and press these Lobos right now?
I think because they've seen the Lobos time and time again break the press, and they constantly get out of it and are able to score off of it.
As we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a foul, and they're going to call a travel on Raynell West, as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get substitution, as Hips and Stewart are going to check back in the game. I believe Nichols and West are going to sit down for this one. 10-6, Lobos lead, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. As Holbrook doing very good to stay in this ball game. And the longer they keep it close, the better off the Roadrunners are. And they have that dangerous three-point shooting ability. As Guerrero gets the ball, Guerrero throws it inside to Harrington. Harrington now is going to go to the line and shoot a couple, as the Lobos are causing a little bit of disparity in the foul category. As Harrington, the freshman, is going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Her first free throw is good, and that cuts the lead to 3 for the Lobos. And here's her second one. It is good. So perfect from the line is Harrington. 10-8, Lobos lead, minute 46 left. As Hips brings the ball down, Hips sends it over to Ballard. Ballard looking inside for Stewart. Stewart fighting for position, puts it up. That one's going to be good, Kennedy Stewart. 2 points for the Lobos. As Harrington goes in, makes a spin move, puts it up and in, and not much better than you can see. As now Hips sends it over to Stewart. It gets knocked out of bounds. That's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say bye, Stewart, and going to belong to the Roadrunners. Roadrunners, a minute 10 left. A chance to go ahead here in this first quarter. As we look at the replay, and it looks like it went out on Stewart's leg and going to belong to the Holbrook Roadrunners as Harrington now brings it up the court. Harrington throws it inside and has it, as they're saying, Hips got the rebound, not really the rebound, the deflection off the block, but stepped out of bounds and didn't establish herself back in, as I did not see who got that ball inside, as we're going to have Guerrero bringing it in. Guerrero into Casamaro. Out now to Claw. Claw, the freshman, looking for Guerrero. Now at the top of the key, guarded by Hips. Wanted a three-pointer, not there. Over to Harrington. Harrington now bringing it back towards the top of the key. Now to the top of the key, being guarded by Ballard. Inside to Guerrero. Outside to Casamaro. Casamaro's going to be whistled for the travel. And there's 36.2 seconds on the clock, 35-second shot clock. So the shot clock will not be shut off until the next possession change. Hips to inbound the ball. Hips inbounds to Stewart. Stewart down the court, bringing it across the time stripe. Stewart now goes to her right. Back to the top of the key to Hips. Hips inside to Josie Claire. Josie Claire puts it up, no good. Rebound Casamaro. Harrington now bringing it up. Shot clock is off, 20 seconds left in the quarter as we have a whistle, and that ball is going to fall. And that is number 44, Bailey Williams, with her first points of the game, as we have a 12-12 tie at the end of this quarter. And here's Hips. Hips over to Stewart. 6 seconds, 5 seconds as Stewart drives. Stewart puts it up and in. It's no good. And that's going to end the first quarter. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we have ourselves a good one here, 12-12 at the end of the first quarter, and it just goes to show you it doesn't matter wins and losses. Matchups are always the key, and the Holbrook Roadrunners matching up very well against the Lobos, who possess the better record at this point. But you knew that was going to happen with Coach Greg Perkins and his teams, and always has them prepared to play and always seems to have really good preparation when he plays the Snowflake Lobos. The Snowflake-Holbrook rivalry does go way back, and it's been over for a lot of years, as we're going to have a official timeout. I think we have blood on the court. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horde Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo. Not only do we have new Chevys, Cadillacs, and GMCs, we also have quality pre-owned vehicles right here at our location on the Deuce. I got a 2023 Ford Explorer ST four-wheel drive with only 8,000 miles. Over here we have a 2024 certified pre-owned Chevy Colorado Trail Boss, only 6,800 miles. Come check this out and everything else here at Horde on the Deuce in Sholo or hordeauto.com. Make it a great day.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And we get start the second quarter. We get time for our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off to the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's locations in Navajo and Apache County, now offering bachelor's and degree programs in business and education. Northland Pioneer College, as Guerrero puts it up. Wild off shot goes in, and she is fouled. That is going to be the second foul on Taylor Hancock. Guerrero is going to go to the line with a chance to, that's Harrington.
That foul was on Hips. That was on Nicole.
Oh, it's
she
on,
went up
okay.
for the.
We got the They hadn't switched over the scoreboard yet on the foul, so Coach Brogan talking about it. And they are going to put up number 10, so that's going to be the first personal for the Lobos. That is Hips' first personal, as Guerrero's going to go to the line after making the and one, giving your team a lead with a chance to extend it to 3 points. As looks like we're looking to possibly see they're looking for a blood timeout, I believe, making sure none of the players have. And that is good. Holbrook Roadrunners lead by 3. 15-12 as Guerrero makes the second one. Here's Ballard. Ballard to Stewart. Stewart now drives the lane. 14-foot jumper off the backboard, no good. Rebound looking for Ballard. Ballard's going to send it out to Hips. Hips for 3. That is going to fall way off, and the ball's going to go out of bounds and belong to the Holbrook Roadrunners. As Snowflake in a position finding themselves down, which has not happened too much in these home games this year. As now Harrington bringing the ball over half court for the Runners. Harrington over on the far side in front of the Snowflake bench. Inside to Claw. Claw guarded by Ballard. Shot no good, and that's going to be Stewart. Stewart's going to get whistled for the travel, and that's going to be a turnover and belong to the Roadrunners as Raynell West set to check back in for J.C. Ballard.
It is impressive, though, overall, how Kennedy Stewart, even with her size, she's averaging like 5 rebounds a game, and it's incredible for her.
You're right, because she did have that rebound earlier in the game where she was able to get that kick out and get it down to Raynell for 2 of her points. As Holbrook set to bring in the ball, that's going to be Guerrero bringing in the ball. Guerrero, and that's going to be a little turn of events as that ball is going to be intercepted by Stewart, and she's going to throw it on the leg of Yazzie as we watch the replay here. As Stewart gets the ball, and as she's going out, she sends it to Yazzie, so now the Lobos have the advantage down 3. Stewart, top of the key, bringing the ball. Stewart over to Hips. Hips looking now, long court pass to Stewart. She baseline jumper, no good. Rebound West. West is going to go out to Denhalter, but Holbrook's going to be whistled for the foul, and that's going to be Guerrero. And I think they're calling that she got underneath and kept pushing. Yeah, there wasn't direct contact there. She kept backing her down, and backing her down. So that's going to be the first team foul of the quarter. And that's going to be Guerrero's first personal as the ball's now to Denhalter. Denhalter now at the top of the key. Denhalter dribbles to her right. Denhalter looking, spins, puts it up, but they're going to whistle her for the travel. Another turnover for the Lobos, and turnovers, Ellie, right now is the thing that's hurting the Lobos the most.
Oh, for sure, and I think a lot of games they've struggled with that, but they've definitely gotten better from the beginning of the season.
One of the things, though, is you run this transition type game, which Coach Brogan is done a very good job of teaching, is it does lend itself to a little of the turnovers, but you want to eliminate them as much as possible. As we're going to have a miss and a rebound by West. West is going to send it forward to Hancock. Hancock's going to go down the court. She's going to look for Hips. Hips now inside to Denhalter. Denhalter left hand, left side no good. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul on Raynell West.
And that's Raynell's second foul, so they're going to take her out.
Coach Brogan does usually like to sit them so they can go a little harder with those fouls in the second half. So the Lobos going to miss Raynell as they're down 3, 6:15 left in the second quarter, as we're going to have a long three-point shot from Harrington. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be Williams. Williams now out to Yazzie. Now by Claw. Claw, wide open lane, no good. And we're going to get a whistle. We're getting another foul on the Snowflake Lobos.
That looks like it's going to be another foul on Nicole Hips, too.
That's going to be Nicole's second. That's going to be the team third, as the Lobos dominating a stat you don't want to dominate, which is fouls, because I believe that is their 8th or 9th of the game. As two shots now for Claw. First one is no good, up 3. 5:58 left here in the second quarter, as both teams kind of turning the ball over. Claw's second free throw is no good. Rebound Denhalter. Denhalter going to give it to Hips to bring up the court. Lobos come down, spread the court as Hips crosses over the time stripe. Over to Taylor Hancock. Hancock looking. Now Hancock to Stewart at the top of the key. 3-point shot, Stewart. That one's going to be no good as Haley Westover has checked in the game for the Lobos, and Westover is going to be whistled for a foul. As the Lobos have their 4th team with still 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in this quarter. Lobos down 15-12 right now. 5 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the quarter. As Harrington is going to send it over to Yazzie on the near side. Yazzie left, right, guarded by Stewart. Stewart knocks it out of bounds, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have it knocked out of bounds. Yazzie's going to throw it off Stewart, as Stewart did previous. Ball out of bounds, belongs to the Roadrunners. Roadrunners maintain possession and the shot clock. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Harrington to inbound. Harrington now to Yazzie. Yazzie looking inside, back to Harrington. Harrington give and go to Yazzie, puts it up and in. 2 points, Elena Yazzie. That gives the Roadrunners a 5-point lead. Here come the Lobos. Stewart now goes to her left, over to Hancock. Hancock looking, wants to give it to Hips. Hips not open. Stewart, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound. That's going to be Yazzie for the Roadrunners, and Yazzie trying to get that Deemer's glass man of the game. As Harrington with the ball. Harrington guarded by Hancock. Over to Claw. Claw inside now. Claw's going to have it stripped away by Denhalter, but it's eventually going to end up in the hands of Guerrero. Guerrero over on the far side. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Now the ball is stolen on a pass by Hips. As we're going to get a whistle, and we are going to get a foul. As a little bump and go, as it's being called pretty tight. As that one could have gone either way, as Nicole kind of put that hand out. Hancock's going to sit down, and number 20, and I believe that's AJ Yarn checking in for the Snowflake Lobos.
That is AJ Yarn. I believe this is her first game being pulled up, too, to varsity.
So AJ, the freshman, as Raynell West with 2 fouls is going to check back in the game. As Hips now brings the ball up. Hips over to Yarn. Yarn into West. West tries to go up with it. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a jump ball that's going to belong to the Snowflake Lobos. As Hips now going to inbound. Hips out to West. Long pass. As Hips is going to send it to West. West is going to get bumped a little bit. Tries to put it up. It's no good. Rebound Roadrunners. Harrington. Harrington coming down now right side. She's guarded by Yarn. She drives the lane. Kicks it out to Atakai. Over to Williams. Williams now to Urenga. Urenga inside to Williams. Williams, no good. Rebound West. West to Stewart. Lobos down 5, just under halfway through the second quarter. As Lobos go to Hips, no good. As rebound is Yarn. Yarn puts it up, no good. Rebound is to West. West has it knocked away. Rebound Denhalter is going to knock out of bounds, and it's going to stay and belong to the Snowflake Lobos.
I think this is a time for both teams, too, to kind of reset and get some plays back in.
The Lobos doing exactly opposite of what I thought they would do, and that is live by the 3. They haven't made a 3-point yet, as we get an inbound from Hips to West, as that's a nice 2-point bucket for Raynell West, and that is the Lobos' first points of the second quarter. We're over halfway in. As we're going to have Harrington drive. She doesn't see anything open. She kicks it out now to Atakai. Atakai back to Harrington. Harrington guarded by Yarn. Drives the lane, puts it up. No good. Rebound Stewart. As Stewart is absolutely dominating the boards for the Lobos right now. Stewart trying to go coast to coast as she has it knocked away and stolen. Gathered in by number 22, Urenga, who's going to be credited with the steal for the Holbrook Roadrunners. Up 3, 3:05 left in this second quarter. As Harrington now guarded by Yarn over on the far side. As Harrington sends it into Williams, guarded by West. West, nice block by Raynell West inside what Raynell does. And here comes, balls to Yarn. Yarn crosses over the time stripe. She now goes to the top of the key, inside to Denhalter. Ball's going to be knocked away, and it's going to go to the Roadrunners. As it looks to me, and we have the advantage of replay, that number 1 for the Runners knocked that out of bounds. We do not have her on our roster. I apologize to her. As here's Harrington coming up very quickly as the Lobos have backed off defensively. Harrington at the top of the key. Harrington now goes left as Hancock gets screened off. Harrington throwing it inside, intended for Williams, and it is no good. That's going to check back in Claw as That's going to put Urenga on the bench for just a little bit as Hips inbounds to Hancock. Hancock bringing it over half court. Hancock now going right over on the far side, gives it to Yarn. Yarn now inside to Denhalter. It's knocked away.
We can see Holbrook pulling out their zone again. I think that's where the Lobos struggle a lot sometimes.
As we have a long court pass missed by the Roadrunners, gathered in by Yarn. Yarn now to Hancock. And we've got ourselves inside to Hips. Hips to Denhalter. Denhalter left hand, and that is Denhalter's first points. And if the Lobos are going to get back in this game, it's going to be because of the play of Raya Denhalter and Raynell West up and down the court. And these guards like Stewart, Hancock, and Hips getting the ball in, as we're going to have a long court shot, and that's going to be rebounded by Atakai. Atakai now guarded by Hips. Outside to, that is Claw. Claw back over, and this is going to be Harrington. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound is Yarn. Yarn now takes it fast up the court as Yarn close to a travel sends it to Hips. Hips looked like she wanted to shoot a three, but passes it in, and that's exactly what we talked about, Ellie, is the play of Denhalter getting him back in this game.
Yes, she is amazing down there on the board when she can pull that left hand up.
We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. The Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back, Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, as we welcome you for listening over our YouTube feed, our Facebook feed this evening. Joining us from all over as the Snowflake Lobos are up 18-17 after starting off a very sluggish second quarter with a minute 17 left in this quarter, 27 on the shot clock, as Holbrook inbounds, and that is, I did not see who shot that. I thought that was Harrington, but it could have been Claw. I didn't catch the number, the hair covering the numbers, and I apologize. I'm not as familiar with the Holbrook girls as I am the Snowflake, and it almost looked like Yarn stepped out of bounds there on that baseline, Ellie. Yeah, let's see that again. Ooh, she barely did not step out, so Yarn escapes a turnover there, as the Lobos with 14 fouls this quarter, as well as the Roadrunners with 3. We're under a minute left, as here's Yarn. Yarn close to a travel. Now it's going to be stolen by Claw. Here come the Roadrunners, as that's a three-point shot by Jordan Claw for 3 points. And that is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot.
And there's those threes that we talk about with them. If they start making those, then the Lobos are going to have to change some things around.
As Denhalter now has the ball at the top of the key. Shot clock is at 19. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul on the Roadrunners. As nice crowd trickling in. Always a good crowd when Snowflake and Holbrook match up. Stay tuned for the boys' game this evening. As we've got Hancock to inbound. Hancock way over to Yarn, as Yarn now dribbles the middle of the lane. Yarn puts it up and in, and that is going to rim in and out. Yarn's going to go to the line, and she's going to have a chance to shoot a couple.
Yarn is definitely showing some aggression to this game, especially for it being her first one on a varsity team.
As she's going to go to the line, we're going to get her first free throws here. Her first one is good. AJ's second free throw is good as well. She's perfect from the line, and that is only the Lobos' third free throw today, as we have a tie score, and both teams have put up 8 in this quarter respectively, as we had a 12-12 first quarter score, and now we have a 20-20 for now, a chance for the Roadrunners to come down and go into halftime with the lead, as Harrington has the ball. Harrington now sends it over to Yazzie. Yazzie back inside to Harrington, guarded by Hancock. Goes up and in, long three-point shot, no good. Rebound is Harrington. Actually, that was not, yeah, it was Harrington, I'm sorry. West with the rebound. Here's Hips, and that's going to fall, and we're going to have ourselves a tie ball game as this is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horde Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Show Low. Not only do we have new Chevys, Cadillacs, and GMCs, we also have quality pre-owned vehicles right here at our location on the Deuce. I got a 2023 Ford Explorer ST 4-wheel drive with only 8,000 miles. Over here we have a 2024 certified pre-owned Chevy Colorado Trail Boss, only 6,800 miles. Come check this out and everything else here at Horde on the Deuce in Show Low or HordeAuto.com. Make it a great day.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we get set for our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. And so as we go through halftime, Ellie, just thoughts on the first half overall before we dive into it.
I think both teams are playing a very competitive game. Holbrook definitely came to play tonight. Their win-and-loss ratio might not look like they're a super strong team, but overall on the court, they're playing amazing tonight, and I think the Lobos are definitely going to have to make some adjustments if they want to pull something out.
And I bet you both coaches are going to do that. And the one thing I always like to say is it's not necessarily about the better team or the worst team or even the record. It's always about the matchup. And for whatever reason, these Roadrunners match up extremely well, especially on defense against these Lobos. And I can't pinpoint exactly why that is, but what are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'd like to see what Coach Perkins been doing with when Lobos will be shooting, or the Roadrunners will be shooting free throws. And, he sends his whole team back there because he knows Snowflake can rebound well, and I think that's just good coaching right there and smart playmaking.
You mean Coach Perkins?
Yes.
Yeah, Coach Perkins is doing the same thing. I like that. And Raynell West getting that second foul hurt a little bit because that put her on the bench for a significant portion of that second quarter. But I did notice when she got back in and it was her and Denhalter down low that the Lobos climbed and were able to even take a lead at one point. They were up 18 to 15 or 16, and now it's tied 20-20. So West and Denhalter are going to be a huge factor for the Lobos moving into the second half.
Oh, for sure. And I think if either of them get into foul trouble, they'll be in some worries for sure. But Coach Brogan will do good in his subbing methods, I believe.
And the Roadrunners have kind of spread it around between Harrington, Claw, Yazzie, Guerrero, Uranga, and Williams. And Harrington has 4 points in the evening, not afternoon, but evening. And that doesn't seem to matter much because she is all over the court. And her play is absolutely amazing. But let's talk real quick. We want to talk about play, and you mentioned it earlier, and that's the play of Kennedy Stewart and how she has absolutely dominated the boards with her and West.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Even by her size, she's able to put up these crazy shots because I believe Stewart is left-handed as well, and she can use that to her advantage a lot.
So if you're Coach Perkins and the Roadrunners, what do you have to do to maintain this and keep it up and pull ahead in the second half?
I believe that when he came out with that 3-2 zone, that it shut the Lobos down very aggressively. So for him, I believe he might go back into that.
And how do the Lobos combat that?
Well, Coach Brogan, I've seen him pull out some plays before, and I think the Lobos just need to swing the ball more and not have any selfish play in this game.
Well, the Roadrunners and the Lobos just hit the court with about 2 minutes left, but going forward in the second half, 20-20 ball game, so wipe the score clean. The only thing that does carry over in basketball is the foul situation, and I believe Raynell is in trouble with 2. Hips has 2. As for the Roadrunners, I haven't seen too many of them in foul trouble. I think Harrington might have 2, and that is it. So, folks, buckle in for the second half. It's going to be a good one. This has been the Honda Ski and Outdoor Halftime Show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store at the Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, this is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Halftime Show.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, as it looks like the Lobos are going to go with their starters. That is Hips, Denhalter, Hancock, Stewart, and West, while the Roadrunners are going to do the same. That's Harrington, Yazzie, Guerrero, Williams, and who am I missing? Urenga. And this is time for your Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, do it at the hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degree in education and business. Locations in Navajo and DePetche County. Northland Pioneer College. Long court pass, Roadrunners put it up and in, and that is going to be Williams putting it up for a quick 2 to start the second quarter. And every point is going to be precious for both these teams as we come down. Holbrook up 22-20 on the Snowflake Lobos as Hips has the ball at the top of the key. Over to Stewart. Stewart looking inside for West as she sends it out to Hips. Back over to Hancock. Hancock inside to West. West drop step off the backboard. No good. Rebound, Claw.
I think Snowflake definitely needs to be watching Holbrook's backdoor plays too, because Holbrook has been dominating every single time with these backdoor plays.
Yeah, the give and go just seems to go scooping up and in and putting it up for the basket.
There.
And there's the one right there as they go up and in, and that one's going to fall short. West is going to get the rebound. West is going to kick it out the Hips. That was Yazzie, as we're going to get a pass, and it's going to go out of bounds, but I believe it's going to stay off the Runners. Belongs to the Lobos. As again, the crowd trickling in here for a Friday night action here at the Den at Snowflake High School, as we get set to a good old classic 3A East battle between the Holbrook Roadrunners and the Snowflake Lobos, as we get an inbound from Hancock to Hips. No good. Rebound. That is going to be Williams. Rebound for the Runners, up 2. First minute now ticks by. Every second, every point is going to be precious, as we have Guerrero going in. No good. And that's going to fall away, be knocked away, but it's going to go to the hands of Hancock. Hancock over to Hips. Hips inside to West. West puts it up and in. And that's going to ring, and fall. Ring, fall. As we got a timeout by Holbrook here, we're going to go ahead and take it to the Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, as we just had a timeout taken by Coach Perkins and his Holbrook Roadrunners, so these Snowflake Lobos could not get the advantage of a turnover, as we get set with 6 minutes and 28 seconds left, tied 22-22. Roadrunners will have the ball on their inbound, as we welcome those of you watching from all over. We're competing against some football this evening, as the Ohio State Buckeyes are taking on the Texas Longhorns in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, as that's going to be inside to Urenga. Urenga's going to put up 2 points. Roadrunners back on top.
There's that back door again from Holbrook.
Appreciate taking your time, but Ellie is right. The back door and that give and go is absolutely hurting the Lobos, as Hips with the ball now. Hips now into West. West puts it up, and that's going to fall no good, as West is giving Urenga West fits underneath. Here come the Roadrunners, 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. And here's Harrington. And we're going to get a double dribble by Harrington, and that's been a critical mistake of hers. But every point for both these teams now, as I've mentioned, is going to be critical, as she held it just there on a replay. As now the Lobos have it, Stewart's going to bring up the ball. Stewart now at the top of the key. Stewart now over to Denhalter. Denhalter now dribbles at the top of the key with her left hand. She is guarded by Yazzie. Now Hancock at the top of the key. Hancock being guarded by Guerrero. Hancock puts it up, no good. And the Lobos can't seem to find a rhythm inside or outside, as the Roadrunners up 2 on them with that point from Uranga. Here come the Roadrunners drive, as that's going to be Harrington. Puts it in. Harrington for another 2 points, and it drops.
Not much Hancock can do on that one. She kind of just has to put her arms up and hope for the best on that.
As here's Hips at the top of the key over to Stewart. Stewart looking now to Hips. Hips wanted to give Hancock, no good. Now Hips puts it on the court inside to West. West puts it up and in, no good. And the Lobos almost getting cursed with nothing on the basket, but the Roadrunners playing superb defense on the Lobos. As we're going to have Harrington, the Roadrunners have spread out the scoring, as we're going to have a whistle and we're going to have a foul, and they're going to call that one on Stewart for a little bit of a reach, as that's going to be the first team foul, and I believe that's going to be Stewart's. Well, let's wait and see, because I don't have that right in front of me perfect. It is Stewart's first personal foul, as ball goes back in, out to Williams. Williams in front of her bench, now gives it over to Guerrero. Guerrero now to the top of the key. Guerrero now drives, puts it up. That is going to be good.
Ooh.
As Guerrero's going to put it up, and that is good for 3 points. And that's a Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer for Guerrero. Roadrunners on a run, as now we go inside to West. West finally puts it up and then gets the Lobos off the dry spell. Lead is now 5 for the Roadrunners.
That's a good drop set by Renault right there.
They keep trying to feed her, and they haven't been able to get it to drop, as now Guerrero has the ball, dribbles over to the far side, guarded by Hips, inside to Harrington. Harrington guarded by Hancock. Now that is number 22. That is Uranga, puts it off the glass, and Holbrook getting some very easy buckets, but making it very difficult for the Lobos. Credit them. As here's Hips with the ball. Hips inside to West. West puts it up and in, and that's going to be blocked. I believe that was Williams with the block. As here's Harrington dribbling down the court. Harrington handling the ball. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a I'm not sure what they called. I'm not familiar with that signal. As we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a timeout, we're going to go ahead and take it to the Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. We're still not sure what the foul was. I don't know that signal, but it is a foul, and it'll be Holbrook's ball, and that'll be the Hips' third personal. That'll be the second team. Lobos down 7, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, as Holbrook's getting very easy buckets on these Lobos. Let's see that last foul if we can on the replay, as we're getting some clarification. Did she call an intentional foul, I guess?
Yeah, that's
but
what
now
that
they
looks
gave
like.
Now they gave it to the Lobos. We're not sure, so we're just going to go with what they have up there, because they gave a team foul to Lobos. Here's Denhalter. Denhalter triple teamed. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul, as Lobos doing everything they can to go inside, but if you watch, they collapse. And Ellie, anytime you have 3 collapse on you, that means somebody's open somewhere.
Oh, 100%. And that's what Holbrook's been doing. Snowflake will be collapsing 3 on them, and they've been looking for that wide open man.
As here's Hancock inbounds. And we're going to get a whistle, and that's going to be on Ballard. That's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to go to the Roadrunners. There's another turnover for the Snowflake Lobos, as that was Ballard tying up there. Here come the runners. Harrington bringing it down the court. Harrington over the center stripe. Harrington over to the far side in front of her bench. Harrington now inside, as we're going to get, she's going to miss the pass to Yazzie. Ballard's going to intercept it, as Ballard's going to go on the baseline and fall. And as she does, ball's out of bounds, and that's going to go to the runners. So Roadrunners avoiding a turnover there. However, do not get a fresh shot clock. So there's 21 on the shot clock. Ball's inside. That's going to be stolen by Ballard. As Ballard now looks inside to Hancock, and we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul. And that's going to be on Guerrero. As here come the Lobos, Hips with the ball, Hips over to Ballard. Ballard now to Hancock back at the top of the key. Hancock now puts it on the court, over to Stewart. Stewart now to her left. Out to Denhalter. Denhalter at the top of the key. Denhalter now to Hips. Hips three-point shot. That one's going to fall no good. Rebound Stewart. Stewart puts it up and in, and that's going to fall. Kennedy Stewart as Ellie. That's what we talked about at halftime, is Kennedy Stewart's rebounding and
going
her
up
frame.
with that left hand.
And she goes back and puts it up with that left hand, getting these Lobos inching ever so close, as every point is precious for both these teams. Here come the runners. Roadrunners give and go inside to Williams. Williams off the mark. No good, but she gets her own rebounded. Denhalter's not going to be whistled for the foul. That's going to be the Lobos' third team foul. And we'll see what they give it to Raya. As we're going to get a whistle, and that's going to be Williams. As that's going to be, they haven't put it up yet. I'm not sure what that is for Denhalter, but that's going to be Williams going to make the front end of her first.
Looks like it's Raya's second.
It is her second. They finally did put it up. That's going to be missed, and that's going to go to Denhalter. Denhalter now takes the rebound herself and brings it up the court. Denhalter over to Ballard. Ballard looks, long three-point shot. That's going to be good. J.C. Ballard for a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot. Here come the Roadrunners. Harrington with the ball. Harrington crosses over left, right. Now Harrington has an easy, wide-open drive to lane. She's going to put up. No good. Rebound is Hancock. As Holbrook looking for that one. Coming away as Hancock's going to drive the lane. She's going to put it up. No good. Rebound now Claw for the Roadrunners over to Harrington. Harrington brings it back, slowing it down. And that's one thing the Roadrunners have done, is slowed down the pace and allowed their offense to work. As Ellie said, they have that back door, that give and go that's worked so well for them. As Harrington now inside to Williams. Williams guarded by Denhalter. As that's going to be number 14. Yazzie puts it up for 2 points, as the lead keeps going between 7 and 5 for the Roadrunners. 34-29.
You can see the difference in these two teams too. When Snowflake gets on a run, they'll pick up their pace and keep going, but Holbrook tries to slow it down more.
Hips over to Stewart now. Stewart was looking for Ballard in the middle, now to Denhalter. Denhalter, three-point shot. That one's going to fall off the mark. Rebound is by the runners. That is Harrington. Harrington over, guarded by Hancock. Driving the lane, she puts it up. That's going to go up. That's going to be off the mark. Rebound is Hips. 50 seconds left. As the Lobos would like to get something, as we're going to go in Hips to Denhalter. Denhalter's 2 points, so we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a timeout. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back. Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Roadrunners hanging on to a 3-point lead as the Lobos have chipped it away. But Roadrunners with a chance to extend it here on offense, as we are going to get Claw bringing down the ball. Claw guarded by Ballard. Claw loses it briefly, gathers it back. Now to her left. It's going to go inside to Williams, guarded by West. Williams now goes to her right. She reverse pivot him in. That's going to be blocked by Denhalter. Ends up in the hands of Ballard. Ballard, here come the Lobos. Ballard looking now. She goes to Hancock. Hancock puts it up and in. No good. Rebound West. West puts it back. 2 points, Raynell West. Lobos cut the lead to 1. 16 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Here comes Harrington. Harrington crosses it over. 10 seconds now. Harrington inside to William. No, that is Yazzie guarded by Hips. 3-point shot. And that's going to be a 3-point shot by Harrington. And that's going to end the quarter for the Lobos and the Roadrunners. Roadrunners 37, Lobos 33. Stay tuned for fourth quarter action. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome to fourth quarter action. Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as Nicole Hips has it knocked away on the inbound. Goes to Raynell West. Raynell West puts up an air ball. Rebound is Stewart. Stewart gets blocked, and now the Roadrunners come. A chance to extend their lead as Harrington hitting that big Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot to end that third quarter. As here we have Yazzie, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, Ballard. Ballard to Hips. Over to Ballard. Now inside to West. West puts it up. 2 points, Raynell West. 35-37, Roadrunners on top. 7:16 left in the fourth quarter as Holbrook goes down with Harrington, drives left, right. Now gives it over to Claw. Claw at the free throw line. Now gives it to Yazzie. Yazzie back outside. We're going to get a 3-point shot. That's going to be good, and that is Shayla Atakai for 3 points. A Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot, giving the Roadrunners a 5-point lead. Roadrunners very hot from 3-point land as they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the night. So 15 Roadrunner points due as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a travel. And that one's going to stay with the Snowflake Lobos as they're going to have to do something not only to combat these 3-point attack from the Roadrunners, but they're going to have to do everything they can to make points on offense. As right now the Roadrunners definitely have the hot hand, scoring 17 points in that third quarter to the Lobos 13. Here's Stewart now, off the inbounds, now to Nichols. Nichols over to Hancock, Hancock to Stewart. Stewart looking for West, now puts it on the ground to Denhalter. Denhalter now at the top of the key, dribbles right, dribbles left, inside intended for West. Has it knocked away, but gathered in by Stewart. 18 on the shot clock, give and go. That's Stewart to West, or to Stewart to Denhalter, no good. West with the ball, no good. And we're going to get a whistle. Rebound's going to go to Holbrook. It's ultimately going to be credited to Williams, but Atakai in there mixing things up as well. Yazzie with the ball. Yazzie now inside. As we're going to get another 3-point shot. And that's going to be Jordan Claw for 3 points. And that could do it for the Snowflake Lobos as they now trail 8 points in this fourth quarter.
Holbrook is doing very well at making the Lobos collapse in that key and pushing it back out to their 3-point line.
Well, the other thing too is 18 points of the Roadrunners 43 is off 3-pointers. You're never going to beat a team when you let them shoot like that. And if the Lobos can't do something to stop these possessions, it's going to be Roadrunners' game.
And that was known coming in too, that Holbrook will shoot those 3-pointers and they will probably make a lot of them.
As now we have a steal by Hancock to Denhalter. Denhalter puts it up no good. And the Lobos just can't make their inside shots as we get a whistle and we get a steal. Now it's going to be forward to Harrington. Harrington goes down. She's going to back up. As Harrington's going to put up a three, and that is going to be a three-point shot, and that is going to be an 11-point lead, a Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer for the Holbrook Roadrunners, and that could do it very easily for the Snowflake Lobos, as they're going to have a rough time getting back into this one unless they can do the same. The Lobos have had one three-pointer. That was J.C. Ballard.
I think if you're the Lobos right now, you got to take a second to just calm down a little bit, because
As
sometimes
we're going to whistle, we're going to get a 3-second call in the key, and that's going to bring Uranga into the ball game as the Lobos down 11 to the Roadrunners. Harrington brings the ball. I believe it's over to Uranga. Nope, that's Guerrero. As we get a whistle and another Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer by Guerrero for the Roadrunners.
You know, I see where the Lobos are coming from, trying to shoot those three-pointers to match it, but I also think at the same time they need to take some time and try to run their offense more.
As we're going to whistle, we're going to foul, and Denhalter's going to go to the line to shoot a rare three as she was fouled on the three-point play. But with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left, the Lobos down 14. It's going to take a lot to come back from this, as Denhalter's first one is no good. Here's Denhalter's second one. And that falls off the mark. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a timeout for Denhalter's last one. We're going to go ahead and take it to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horn Auto Center on the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo. Not only do we have new Chevys, Cadillacs, and GMCs, we also have quality pre-owned vehicles right here at our location on the Deuce. I got a 2023 Ford Explorer ST four-wheel drive with only 8,000 miles. Over here we have a 2024 certified pre-owned Chevy Colorado Trail Boss, only 6,800 miles. Come check this out and everything else here at Horn on the Deuce in Sholo.
Of high school basketball on italk1067.com as Denhalter misses all 3 of her free throws. I'd like to welcome all of you watching and joining this evening. Stay tuned for the boys game here from the Den at Snowflake High School, as there's a pass that is stolen by Stewart, and we are halfway through the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead by the Holbrook Roadrunners. And Ellie, 24 points, 8 three-pointers, almost half their points off three-point shots. You're not going to beat a team that way.
No, that is honestly crazy, and I think part of it too is the atmosphere in this place right now is benefiting Holbrook. But
as Kennedy Stewart just hits a three-pointer,
yes,
and I agree with you, it is still an 11-point lead. As Holbrook calls a timeout, we're going to get a whistle and timeout, and we're going to take one as well. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back, Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, as the Snowflake Lobos down to the Holbrook Roadrunners by a score of 49-38, as the Roadrunners have absolutely shot lights out in this second half, scoring 17 points in the third quarter, as now they're going to have the ball underneath with Yazi getting ready to inbounds as the officials are talking, as we had a little bit of a hiccup on the clock. Not sure what they're going to do to fix that, but about 8 or 9 seconds ran off that clock, so the officials looking to sort this out.
You know, coming out of that timeout, too, you got to wonder what both coaches are telling to their team. With Holbrook up by 11 and Snowflake trailing, you got to wonder, you know, what their game plan is for the rest of these 3.5 minutes.
Well, if I'm Coach Perkins, Ellie, I am absolutely doing everything I can to slow the game down. I do not want to get into a fast-paced game. The Lobos, on the other hand, are playing kind of a mid-range lineup as the ball was thrown out of bounds by the runners. So the Lobos are going to get underneath their own basket with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left, as Hancock's going to inbound. Hancock looking for Hips. Hips fadeaway jumper. That's going to be no good, as here come the Roadrunners.
Looks like Snowflake's going to start pressing a little bit, too.
And as Snowflake has only shot about, I would say if they're 30% on the night, I would be surprised.
Yeah.
As now Stewart's going to put up another long-range three, and that's going to be no good. That's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to go to the Holbrook Roadrunners, as Stewart, at that last three as well as this one, just trying to get her team back in the ball game where they want to be, down 11 with 3 minutes left, which is a very insurmountable task in a high school game, as the Lobos go into a press, as Hips now presses Atakai forward to Yazi. Now to, that is, I believe, number 12. Claw puts it up for 2 points. The disadvantage of the press is when it's broken. A lot of times that's open, 51-38. As Hancock gets the ball over to Denhalter. Denhalter now goes to her left.
I do like seeing this more fast-paced coming from Snowflake, though. I feel like it's lacked a lot of the game, but I
agree with you,
aggressive.
and I think, and we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be on, I believe that's going to be on Harrington on the bottom of the pile, as she tripped up Hancock. Very good call, as we watch it on the replay here, as the slide goes, and she had possession of the ball and kind of cut her off underneath, so Harrington is going to, I believe Harrington is checked out of the game, so Stewart's going to inbound for the Lobos. Down 13. Stewart to Hancock. Hancock over to Hips, over on the far side. Inside to Yarn. Yarn three-point shot, no good. The Lobos cannot make a basket right now, and Holbrook slowing up the pace, even in this press situation, as there's Harrington. Sends it over the line to Williams. Williams now to Yazi. Yazi back to Claw. To Williams. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Hancock. As Yazi's going to move left to right. As that's going to end up to Guerrero. As Stewart's now going to intercept the ball, bring it for a long court pass. She's going to be blocked. We're going to need a whistle, and we are going to get a foul. Look at the replay here. I think she got a little bit. Yes, she did get her hand as well as the ball.
Yeah.
That is the fourth team foul on the Roadrunners, as they've started to play very aggressive inside, denying these Lobos a lot of good looks at the basket. As Stewart now to inbounds. Yarn, Denhalter, Hips, and Hancock in the game. Ball is to Hancock. Lobos under 2 minutes. To Yarn. Yarn into Denhalter. Denhalter denied as well. And Roadrunners end up with the ball. Ends up in the hands of Harrington. Harrington forward to Williams. Williams guarded by Hips. Williams gives it off to Yazi. Yazi now dribbling around. 26 on the shot clock. Minute 35 left. This one's going to fall to the way of the Holbrook Roadrunners, as Harrington's going to drive in. She's going to get drive whistle, and there's going to be a foul, and Harrington's going to go to the line to add to her point total and her Roadrunner total, as she is on track to be our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass player of the game.
Yeah, you can feel the Lobos starting to get frantic in these moments, and I think Holbrook is starting to take advantage of that a little bit.
I think Holbrook has just been very solid on those three-point shots, as Harrington makes her first one. And as the Roadrunners are solid on those three-point shot, there's really nothing the Lobos could do. And as they tried to come out to guard that, left the wide open, and Holbrook, namely it was Guerrero hitting the threes, as Harrington's going to hit her second three. There's Hips inbound to Stewart. Minute 24 left, and stay tuned. We're going to go right into our post-game show with our Horn Auto Center drive of the game. And our drive of the game right now is going to be the three-point effort by Holbrook. And through that, we have 2 points. I didn't see who scored those for the Lobos. I think that was that Stewart?
That was Hips right there.
That was Hips for 2. That's Hips' first 2 points of the ball game. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get timeout. We're going to go ahead and take it to the Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back. Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Holbrook Roadrunners up big on the Snowflake Lobos, something that we expected a close game. We didn't know who the outcome was going to be, but we did not expect this out of the Roadrunners. Stay tuned for our post-game show with our Deemer's Glass Glassman of the game, our Horn Auto Center drive of the game, and our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass player of the game as Yazzie set to inbound. As now we get a steal by Denhalter. Denhalter trips up a little bit, goes down. Denhalter puts it up and in. No good. So she does not put it up and in. And that is the story of the night for the Snowflake Lobos. That is the story of their game tonight, is Denhalter missing that easy layup and now going to be whistled for the foul. So it's going to be the Lobos' second team foul. Roadrunners will inbound the ball. That's going to be Denhalter's third foul of the game. And things just fell every which way right for the Roadrunners tonight. And the Lobos didn't necessarily struggle. They just missed opportunities under the basket all game long. As we're going to get a whistle and the ball's going to go out of bounds, it's going to be 53-40. Roadrunners up 13. The ball is going to belong to the Snowflake Lobos.
Yeah, and we'll see what we can do left with these 42 seconds.
I think it's about pride now, getting the ball in, as here comes Hancock. Hancock over to Yarn. Yarn now to Stewart. Stewart, three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Denhalter tips it to Hips. Hips underneath, no good. Now Denhalter's going to put it up and in. She's going to get a 2, and she's going to get an and 1, as that's going to cut the lead to 11 with a chance to cut it to 10. Only 32.2 seconds left for the Roadrunners. Shot clock is off. As Denhalter off the mark, that's going to go to, that's Harrington with the ball. Harrington over on the far side of her bench, 21 seconds left. We're going to have a whistle, we're going to have foul, and that's going to be 2 shots. Actually, it's not 2. She put up a 2, as that's number 3's. We're going to have Yazzie inbound. As we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout. It's Coach Perkins utilizing his timeouts here, as we're going to start segueing into our post-game show. First thing we're going to talk about, Ellie, is our Horn Auto Center drive of the game, and I cannot pick one drive, but what I can pick is the 8 3-pointers by the Holbrook Roadrunners tonight.
Yeah, they were feeding off all of the energy in this room and just doing them one by one.
You know, sports is scary because it's all about momentum. You see it in volleyball, you see it in football, you see it in baseball, softball. You really see it in basketball. It seems like when your team gets hot, that's a chance for things to happen. And Holbrook got hot at the right time, and they just absolutely kind of made Snowflake look bad.
And their crowd came.
I think what's happening is that the Lobos just could not make those inside shots in that third quarter, and the Roadrunners got that little bit of a lead, and then they started out hot that fourth quarter. And so we're going to give our Horn Auto Center drive of the game to the Roadrunners, 3-point effort, as here's a steal, forward to Hips. Time's going to run out. That's going to be good. So credit Hips with another 2. That's going to cut the lead to 53-44 for a single-digit lead. We're going to segue into the rest of our post-game show. The next, Ellie, is we got to go with our Deemer's Glass man of the game. And unfortunately, I think in a losing effort, we got to give that to.
I'm not sure who do we give that to.
I'm going to have to go with Kennedy Stewart.
Oh, yeah, 100%. With her rebounds and the few points she put up that three-pointer as well. I agree with that.
The Roadrunners didn't rebound extremely well. There was a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of steals. But on the offensive end, West had some foul trouble to come back, but Stewart got in there and was able to mix it up. So in a losing effort, our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. We need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, 1-888-GLASSMAN. Now our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass player of the game. And maybe not the high point getter, although actually I think she was the high point getter. As 14 points has got to be the young freshman, Channing Harrington.
Yes, for sure.
And that is going to be Channing Harrington with 14 on the game, but all over the court, offensively, defensively, bringing the ball up. She is our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. Congratulations to Channing Harrington, Coach Greg Perkins, and all of Roadrunner Nation on a big win tonight from the Dennis Snowflake High School. Stay tuned, people. We have the boys game getting set to heat up in the gym. This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airways, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airways is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.